was lacking at certain aspects of their game would have been addressed by the friendly matches they played. They further stated that for a team that has won the championship a record time, there is a suspicion that preparations are being taken for granted.
Sports Radio. What else could we call it?
Anybody will learn preparation. You're supposed to know the results. Nigeria is very good in fire brigade and push. That's one thing. I don't know why, and this break too is very long. With what I gather is at least they can play. So it's not that maybe something went wrong somewhere. Nigerians, they have a way, they have excuses something every time to cover up for something. Maybe something went wrong somewhere. That's just it. But by right, it's not a good way. At least to defend the outcome. And with what we saw, they did in Morocco did to Senegal. So we are supposed to know that going there, we are going to be extra prepared. If what we did before is 100%, we need to be 150% prepared. And look at the approach. Everybody has quality players. When we play in next level, it's a very smart thing. All those guys, they play matches every week before the league, before the main league matches. Because that is where the understanding comes from. When you are getting, it's just like you are in a room now. You are not conversant with the room. When they take like, how do you know where the match is this? So there's no excuse that you have good players. That will not be anything. They need to gel. You need to have this, they call it understanding, team gelling. So it is this friendly match that will make them gel.
Sports Radio. What else could we call it?
Well, Adam, we heard at the words of Emmanuel Osahan right here says it's not about saying the Super Falcons have good players in the team. It's about doing what you should do as a federation, and that, he says, is preparing quality friendlies for the Super Falcons of Nigeria as they prepare for the WAFCON.
Complacency has won us like we have won complacency as part of the very fabric that shapes what it is that we now know as Nigerian football, and it is annoying. It is painful. So again, it's why, to be very honest, when I hear or when I read things about, don't shame the administrators, they are doing their best and all of that, who am I supposed to hold accountable? Because genuinely, some of these things should not even be heard in a public space. You had known that these girls have international breaks. The FIFA international break does not change for women. They don't just drastically change it. You see the way for the men now, everybody knows there is a March window, there is a June window. Even if it's not a World Cup year, there is a March window, there is a June window, there is a September window, October window. All of these windows we already know before the year starts at all. The dates have been scheduled in the FIFA calendar. You know. The same goes for the female calendar. You already know beforehand. There was no announcement from time. There was no preparation. There was nothing. It's why when all these players started coming out and especially with the news that broke out, I believe it was last week. Chiamaka also posted something on social media as well at the time, and all of a sudden you're wondering, why are they treating them like they are nothing? They've won the WAFCON 10 times. 10. That is to show you that when it comes to African footballing context, now I'm not comparing, or I am not trying to shame another division of Nigerian football, but genuinely African women's the WAFCON 10 times. They've done that 10 times compared to the Super Eagles 3 times. All I'm saying is, like, they've consistently shown that on the African stage they are those guys to beat. And I think that genuinely we have taken it for granted. All of a sudden, it's the Super Falcons now, even if they don't prepare. Are you joking? Don't do that. But that is exactly what we are doing. This is something that should not be happening. Last year we talked about this. The administrators did not organize friendlies. At the time, they even got Cameroon over 2 legs and were saying it's not good enough. All of that. Now, we did not even see anyone again. There is a decline. Last year there was complaints about camping. There was complaints about this. There was complaints about that. This year there is no camp. There is nothing. And you're telling those girls come and play the WAFCON. Stop. We really need to change things up. We really need to switch things up. It's not speaking well. It's unheard of. It doesn't make any sense. There is no logic to saying the girls should not be in any camp, because again, you look at it as well when it comes to scale of preference for the Super Eagles. Now we know what will happen in May, the Unity Cup. This is what we had known already, that as at the beginning of April. When it comes to what would happen in June as well, we already know they will play against Poland. And so the same way you are attending to the Super Eagles and you are making plans ahead of time, why are you failing to do that when it comes to the Super Falcons? Why do you consistently, because again, I have to use the word consistently. It is not the first time, it is not the second time, it is not the third time. Players who have been in this setup, ex Super Falcon players at this point will tell you it's a normal thing. At the end of the day, fire bargain approach, you need to stop. Everybody has made
every time we
made the fire brigade approach a norm. It should not be so. It should not be so. It should not be so. It should not be. It should not be a norm where all of a sudden, anything that happen. Come on, why? It's 2026. Everybody's catching up, but everybody feels like, we won the last one, we win the next one again, with or without. See, I am not preaching evil, but genuinely, and I don't incite violence in people, and I don't incite bad things. But I feel like even if they call you for camp at this point in time, don't show up.
Well,
to all of the players,
that's how
Chiamaka has pointed it out once that they have a group. Nobody should show up. Make nobody come. Make them understand.
Well, I don't know.
The same way the Super Eagles can easily go on strike.
That approach will solve
the same way the Super Eagles can easily go on strike. Hold on.
But at least they showed up in camp and eventually went on strike. But now you're saying don't even show up. I don't think it will solve the problem.
Make them no come. Make them no come. Maybe by then, because again, how are you booking their flights? Some of these players will tell you, with Super Eagles, they tell you, oh, sometimes we book our flights ourselves, we come down, and then sometimes
and that is
they get reimbursed. And even that reimbursement itself, their worker self no really straight like that.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming for the Super Falcons, maybe the same thing goes. So you're telling me you will fly me, I will fly with my own money, only to still come and drag, paperwork and all of that to get my money back, potentially, and then at the end of the day, you treat me like, like, I don't want to use the word garbage, but genuinely you don't treat me nice. Some of these things, why am I doing it? You tell me for national pride. Benny, at this point, make national pride sit down for house.
Anyways, Women's Football Administrator and Chairman of the Benue State Football Association, Paul Ede, has also defended the Nigerian Football Federation, stating that they must have had a justification for failing to organize a friendly for the Super Falcons during their Women's International window. Paul revealed that the situation is beyond what meets the eyes and is certain that the NFF haven't neglected the team and will get them games before the WAFCON starts proper.
Sports Radio. What else could we call it?
I would not want to speak for the Federation, but I believe that it must be a justifiable reason. And more so, these girls are equally playing in the various leagues across the world. You would agree with me that their league period or season is continually on as we speak. So it's beyond what meets the mind. But I think also that having these girls begin to train, particularly the fusion of the home-based players and the international players, they need to understand themselves. So it's very important.
Sports Radio.
Well, Adam, that's Paul Ede right there speaking, says that the NFF must have had a justification to not organize any friendly for the Super Falcons.
Let them tell us what the justification is.
I think that's...
I probably will not agree with whatever it is that they are going to come out to say. There is a nice chance I would not agree. Like the in quotes justification would be something that you look at and you be like, really?
What's really?
Are you joking? So, but still on still, we know that your reasons will probably not be valid. But please, for telling us, still come and tell us what the reason is. Because again, if it was a serious, with all due respect, a serious-minded federation, let me put it that way, because I am trying to be nice with my words today. If it was a serious-minded federation, a serious-minded setup, you have failed to get the Cameroon clash, you have failed to get the Cape Verde clash. Where is the statement? All of these games, by the way, all of this whole, they failed to get this, they failed to get that. At no point did we get a proper communique from the NFF communication department. It was just a case of reporters who went and dug and actually found out, oh, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. At no point has there been anything official from the NFF. So, if you are a serious-minded, with all due respect, a serious-minded setup, at what point do you come out to the public to say, oh, even if you are not going to organize anything, oh, this is not going to happen based on whatever reason, nothing. You have said nothing. And this is already a week into said international break. So that's the point. We're just going to talk about it. We are just going to, make our cases. Everybody's going to complain about it. And they will just sweep it under the rug. Because in another couple of weeks, the Super Eagles will be in camp. And everybody forget about the Super Falcons. And everybody moves on like nothing happened. everybody just moves on like nothing happened.
Then the WAFCON
But
starts
genuinely,
expecting them to go out
something
there
is happening.
and get the job done. Yeah.
You are not, with all due respect, you are not treating us with respect. You are not treating us like human beings. You are not treating the players like human beings. And the fans of the club, the fans of set up in the Super Falcons, we the fans as well, you are not treating us like we matter to you. Because if we indeed matter to you and you actually care about us, the Super Falcons are not getting games in the international window. This is why, this is why, this is why. There will be a statement to explain to us why this is happening. Zambia played last night, although they lost. USA played against Japan the other day. I've seen women fixtures everywhere else. Now only we are not playing. That's one. Number two, okay, we are not playing. What are we doing? Nothing. And nobody is saying anything. Nobody in the glass house is making any public statement to show us, this is what happened. We tried our best with this and all of that. At least say something. Hold yourself accountable. Don't wait until I am in front of a microphone or somebody makes a tweet. Don't make it look like, because with all due respect, all of these actions just reek of a lack of regard. But again, it is what it is. Some of these things should not be normalized. But I'm going to round this up by saying the same thing that naturally I probably would end up saying anyway. We've kind of just become accustomed to it. Would I use the word failure now? Where some of these things, some of these bad behavior, some of these things that are unacceptable, some of these things in some other setups in a sane crime should be a war crime where you are held accountable and you should be facing a tribunal or something. These are proper offenses that should be sanctioned. And we're just making it look like it's a norm. Nobody's saying anything and we're just going to roll on with it.
But it's a sad one, and it's even more sad when you realize that when the WAFCON starts in June, the WAFCON that also gets to choose who qualifies for the 2027 Women's World Cup in Brazil, and you realize when now WAFCON starts, there is still so much expectation from the Super Falcons with little or no preparation, for that particular tournament. It's a sad one, and hope that the NFF, will get up and get their jobs done as quickly as possible. But away from that particular one, just quickly in Europe, Bayer Leverkusen's sporting director Simon Rofers has explained that Victor Boniface's loan deal was just to help the player regain his natural rhythm. He explained that the team had a packed schedule at the beginning of the season, and Boniface, who was just recovering, needed a training schedule and not a heavy match day schedule. Looking at the move, holistically, Rufel said the player feels good about his latest surgery and hopes he gets even better.
Sports Radio. What else could we call it?
He in the championship season, he was unbelievable in his performance. In the second season, he had a little bit problems with injuries, and also last summer. And we spoke together. We say like, okay, you need more training, or maybe training to get in his best shape again. And if you're playing every 3 days, it's difficult because the reality is you're not really training anymore with the team. So we had the feeling at the end of the pre-season that it's difficult to get him in the best shape here with our rhythm of games. So then we decided together that maybe Werder Bremen is a good step for him to get back to his level. It turned out that he had still some problems with his knee, unfortunately. Needed the surgery, which went really well, and now he's on his way to get his fitness. So his knee is much better. He's in a good situation, and now he has to build up his fitness again. I think that was the reason behind why we sent him on loan.
Sports Radio.
Lots of Simon says that his knee is much better. He's getting better day by day, and the reason for that loan move is to help him regain his natural rhythm and fitness. But anyways, he's back for the team, but they're gradually trying to walk him back to actual fitness, and then seeing how they can reintegrate him back into the team. I don't know what his chances are to actually make an appearance once again for Werder Bremen before the end of the season. But let me just talk about Victor Boniface's role in the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I mean, so far so good. Adam, do you think Victor Boniface can in any way still make a comeback into the team?
That will start with his club side. There is no line in between it. The only way you get back into the Super Eagles is to play well for your club side, because you have to be performing, of course, for you to be considered by the national team coach. So, like Simon explained, they looked at it and they told themselves, because starting into the season, looking at the beginning of the season, Leverkusen were playing DFB, Champions League as well, because they were playing European football. I believe they were playing European football as well of course as the league itself. So you're looking at putting in a player who you are not exactly sure if he was 100% fit for that kind of schedule through a very heavy rhythm and all of that. So it kind of makes sense when they say at the end of the day we kind of look at it and we told ourselves you need training and not exactly match day. You are not exactly 100% ready for today match, rest day tomorrow, train again another day, then match day again the next day. You are not ready for that kind of heavy workload just yet. So in a bid to manage it, they tell themselves, Werder Bremen is out there. They play just once a week in the Bundesliga. Early crash out of the whatever it is that they do with the DFB as well. It's not exactly as heavy. European nights, of course, demand a different level of sacrifice as well from you. These guys played, of course, in Europe until I think it was the playoffs when it was, even as a matter of fact, round of 16 against Arsenal. So all of that heavy workload that they kept on going with and everything, I think it kind of makes sense the way he explained it. You need somebody who wants to train and regain himself to 100 before you then put him through such a heavy workload. So it makes sense. And for Victor, wish him the very best. I still think, of course, that there's something left in that guy. But the knee,
offer not just his club side, but also the
knee is starting to become
well.
a recurrent issue. He's gone through multiple surgeries. He's gone through a whole lot, and at the end of the day, he keeps the fighting spirit is still there in him.
Well, he's 25 years of age, so I mean, if you want to go by football age, you're like, he still has time to show the stuff he's made of. But I think right now the fact is to get him to recovery, recover very well properly, return him back to club football, and then we can talk about the national team as well. For Victor Boniface, I mean, do you think indeed there is still a chance that we're going to see that guy make a comeback to the national team setup? But yes, Victor Boniface may not be having the best of time with Werder Bremen. There is another guy, Ademola Lookman Adam, is having the best of time with Atletico Madrid. It's met history, by the way, after scoring Atletico Madrid 2-1 defeat at Barcelona at the Metropolitano Stadium yesterday. Lookman became the fourth Nigerian to score in the quarterfinal of the UEFA Champions League. Obafemi Martins was the first to achieve that particular feat. Samuel Chukwueze joined Obafemi Martins on that particular list. Victor Osimhen is third, and then Ademola Lookman Adam. He is now the fourth Nigerian in the quarterfinal to score in the quarterfinal of the UEFA Champions League. Now, despite his performance and what the records have said for Ademola Lookman, Diego Simeone also believes that Lookman still has more to offer to the team. In the words of Diego Simeone, he says he's brilliant offensively, very good on one-on-one. We want more from him, and he has more in the tank. Adam, I think he scored during the first leg of that particular game against Barcelona. I think he scored in. It was a different context. It was not the okay, but he scored yesterday, and that goal ultimately ensured that Atletico Madrid are qualifying to the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. So far, so good. Ademola Lookman. Adam, do you think this guy is gradually making a case for the CAF best player?
Long shot, very very long shot. I mean, at the end of the day, let's be realistic with ourselves. We are looking at he's doing well in the Champions League, of course. Semi-final is good, but on the other side, you look at PSG. They have a certain Ashraf in there, and he's fine in confidence. Although still in court, although still in dispute, but Ashraf can call himself an African champion as well already.
Okay.
So African champion, Champions League semi-finalist, just like Lookman. You can almost say he has a better propensity of getting to the final.
For you, his major contender now
is Ashraf
Hakimi.
It seems like it.
And it's a correct.
I think a man like Lookman will end up with the Copa del Rey, because Atletico in the final. I believe they play this weekend against Sociedad in that final. He will do well and lift silverware and have a good season for himself. But then again, when it comes to CAF best player, like I pointed out, the AFCON, Lookman did well at the AFCON, by the way. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying Lookman did well at the AFCON. The Champions League is of course another thing, but most importantly, Eva, we are in the World Cup here, and Lookman is not going to be there. So I think that downs his chances a whole lot, and I mean that dampens his chance a very, very a whole lot. It will take a miracle for me. Even if Hakimi doesn't end up getting it, depending on how things go, I think another African, probably who ends up at the World Cup, will probably just spawn in and have we'll have a different conversation about it. But I think he's doing well for himself. Considering the way his season started, no football for months, in and out of it. Could have moved to Inter Milan, could have did not move to Inter Milan. Question was asked, is he still that guy? January until the Atalanta called him back. He didn't initially show up, and then when he finally started, when he finally got back into the first team fold, then he didn't really play a lot. He barely got the numbers all of a sudden comes to the AFCON, does well for himself at the AFCON. Atletico sign him. That's when it looks like life actually then begins for Ademola Lookman. More or less, with all due respect, it almost seems like Ademola Lookman's season did not even start until after the AFCON, club-wise. So for a guy who has, so when you look at all of that combined, you are talking of a guy who maybe had a great 4 months club-wise, plus a good AFCON outing and no World Cup. It will take a miracle. It will take a miracle.
Anyways, still on that one, Barcelona lost yesterday, Adam, knocked out of the Champions League, and one man spoke, and that's Rafinha. I think bottom line of Rafinha's statement is that he feels that Barcelona were robbed. He does not agree with Atletico Madrid progressing ahead of them, and he thinks they were robbed over both legs. He says it was a complete robbery. The referee faced numerous issues. There were astonishing decisions. I cannot comprehend how many fouls Atletico Madrid committed without receiving a card. It is human to err, but for it to occur again, we played exceptionally well, yet they deprived us of the tie. It appears we must exert 3 times the effort to secure a victory. And I think if Rafinha is speaking, it could also be the mindset of some other Barcelona players in that team. They feel that over 2 legs against Atletico Madrid, they were hard done by the referee. The first complaint they sent to UEFA, that complaint was considered inadmissible. When the complaint about Mark Pupi holding the ball in that particular net, and they felt like they were deprived of possible penalty call. UEFA considered that particular appeal inadmissible, and here we are back again. Away from home against Atletico Madrid, and they feel that decisions did not go in their favor. And for Rafinha, he says Barca were clearly robbed, and he does not accept Atletico Madrid progressing ahead of them. Complaints valid.
So I think it all comes down to consistency in officiating. The Mark Pubil incident, when it happened last week, I remember we had a conversation about it, and I said I've seen it given and I've seen it waved away. So the referee not giving it at the time and all of that. I mean, in retrospect now, you say even if that had been given, it was a penalty, good scoring opportunity. In the context of 1 to 80 minutes, I say maybe if that goal was there, Barca would have been, or whatever. I understand, but I'm just saying, all in all, it's a left and right situation. Rafinha has said what he said, and also you look away from the Mark Pubil situation and you look at generally the game as well. And let's go mean that, I remember in the first leg, I don't remember the numbers for yesterday's game, but I remember in the first leg, Atletico made about maybe 17 or 18 fouls, and in those 17 or 18 fouls, they didn't get up to 5 yellow cards. They got away with a whole lot of things. The referees, and some of those fouls, as a matter of fact, were not even called at all. Anthony Taylor was the one in the first leg, just waved on and said, carry on, let the player get up and carry on. Some fouls, he just waved and no card was given and all of that stuff. So all of these things now, in hindsight, you look back and tell yourself they could have amounted to something, and Barca just trying to pick holes in what was, a whole sheet. Then you look at yesterday as well. Some of the things that happened yesterday, you can look back now and tell yourself maybe the referee, because it was a different referee yesterday as well, as a matter of fact. Clement Turpin, French, also had a bit of question marks around him. I'm not going to sit here and tell you the refereeing was straight plain and it was clean and all of that. There were some things that were also called into question under the man's watch. The red card was definitely a red card. Eric Garcia was the last man. He's getting sent off for that. That's not up for question. But you look at some of the way the Atletico Madrid players went in on Barca players, some fouls that were close to the area and all of that stuff that he just waved away or gave a foul and did not give a card for and all of that stuff. You look back in hindsight, you understand where Rafinha is coming from. But generally, I'll tell you one thing, just to close it all out. I think Rafinha is crying over spilled milk. It has happened. It has happened. You carry yourself. You move on from there. There's really not much you can do.
But that's Barcelona out of the Champions League. Do you think to an extent it opens room for Arsenal in the Champions League? I know we talked about this last time when they were 2-0 down, and then we asked, how does Barcelona loss help Arsenal? Because of course we know that Atletico Madrid through means that Arsenal have to play them next if they go past Sporting CP today. So do you think indeed Barcelona defeat opens doors to Arsenal in the Champions League?
Yeah. But Arsenal shouldn't look ahead. They shouldn't get overexcited and say to themselves, oh yeah, sure, we have a shoe in the final, just because Atletico on paper seem like an easier opponent than FC Barcelona. 2 things. Number 1, you are not done in your tie yet, and your tie is still very, very close. It's just 1 goal in it. So let's start from there. Your tie is not over yet. You have Sporting CP to play tonight, so don't start looking at the final yet while still in the quarterfinals. So number one is that your own tie is not done yet. So put that one in one corner. Number two, on paper, yes, you tell yourself Atletico might be easier than Barcelona, but you have to think of one thing. Atletico must have done something right to eliminate Barcelona over 2 legs. Atletico must have done something right to eliminate Barcelona over 2 legs. So you don't want to overlook the fact that just because on paper they are the easier opponents, you have to look at why did the easier opponent in your quote unquote easier opponent defeat the tougher one. They must have done something right, either tactically, setup wise, and all of that stuff. So I'm saying to the Arsenal team, yeah, I think all of a sudden it looks like a straight shot to the final. But at the same time, do not get overexcited. Don't start over projecting. Take it in the, stay in the moment, stay in the now, and don't start looking at May, June when the final will be played in Budapest. Don't get to Budapest yet. Start from the Emirates tonight. Look at your double header at the Wanda and the Emirates before you start thinking of what happens in Budapest. Finish tonight first before you get there, and then you finish tonight. Know that there is another 2-step up with Atletico Madrid home and away. Then you think of the final. Don't get overexcited and start projecting about the final while you are still in the quarterfinals, because literally you are still in the quarterfinals.
Anyways, Liverpool boss Arne Slot has tipped Paris Saint-Germain to win the UEFA Champions League. He had so much words for PSG. One of them is that we got much more than we deserved last week by losing 2-0. What was also the same as last season was getting much less than we deserved at home. We should have won. He says it's also the quality of PSG that they don't concede from the chances we had, and the finishing of Ousmane Dembele probably tells you why he won the 2025 Ballon d'Or and why PSG won the Champions League last season and have a good chance to win it again. Adam, I think the one question where people they ask is this Arne Slot's last UCL at Anfield? Is this his last UCL at Anfield? I mean,
that's a tough one. That's a tough question to answer, I'll be honest with you. Anything can happen. If Arne Slot makes top 4, Liverpool can tell themselves bad as a bad.
Because he also did say that Liverpool's future is bright in his post-match press conference, reacting to the performance of the team. Because it could be bright without you. It was a spirited performance from the team, maybe in the second half. Yeah. They tried. They did well yesterday, even Tim Sherwood was trying to give them credit for the second half. Jamie O'Hara as well, just trying to give them credit. So it says the future of the team is bright, owing to that spirited performance in the second half. But is it going to be a part of that future, or would you say this is his last UCL appearance for the team?
That comes down to the Liverpool board. That's why I'm saying. That's why I said what I said. Anything can happen. He said Liverpool's future is bright and they had a good performance in yesterday's game. I'm not agreeing with that. But the future could be bright without you. It's like when they always say, they said God said let there be light, and there was light. Maybe Liverpool board would say let there be light, and the light, and what would need to move away for the light to shine would be you. You never can tell. But for Liverpool, it comes down to the decision making of the Liverpool board. If they come down and tell themselves, okay, this man won the league, had a horrible season, but silver lining in said horrible season, he still gave us Champions League to follow through on the next season with everything that went wrong, maybe they can consider him staying. But if they hold themselves to standards and tell themselves, he won the league, and then the season after we lost 17 games in all competitions the next season, and we spent $500 million and all of that. If they look at it in a different direction and tell themselves we could have done better with what he had, he could have improved on what he had, and they fire him, that's up to the Liverpool board. So at the end of the day, left and right, if the board decides to keep him, Arne Slot of course could still have more Champions League appearances with Liverpool team.
Do you think they should keep him?
That I said something months ago, and I've hammered on it from time. Liverpool season has been horrible. It's obvious that no job. It's been obvious for months.
It's a case of because the way we say luck in football, is it a case of bad luck?
I don't know.
But we always say sometimes in football you need a bit of luck. For him,
maybe if you have been
only that performance yesterday and they still lost 2-0. Would you say indeed bad luck?
Nah, PSG still played.
Okay.
PSG still played. Again, it was a spirited performance, but spirit alone doesn't win you games. You still need to, get shots in. You still need to beat your position. And for all the spirited performance and all of that, I mean, he played better than the first leg, but it wasn't, with all due respect, it wasn't vintage Liverpool. So that comes back to what I was saying. For Arne Slot, and would they fire him or would they keep him and everything? One thing is for sure, they're not going to fire him before the end of the season. It doesn't look like that would happen. With what you have between now and the end of the season, you are talking 6 or 7 Premier League games.
That's all.
Those games do yourself one favor, just one. Make sure you sit in the Champions League spots by match day 38. So at the end of the day, if the board gives you a meeting and they say, give us a reason why you should not fire me and everything, you can tell them, I might have lost 17 games. You might have spent a lot of money, but you have to realize that I dealt with a lot of injuries. I dealt with this, I dealt with that, and at the end of the day, based on all that happened, we are still going to be in Champions League next season. Think of Pep from last season.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
Qualified for Champions League.
But at the end of the day, Pep came third. They had Champions League football. Pep could have been worse. City were at some point in a dark patch, but they kept it going, and they just found a way. They rolled it in Champions League football. So at the end of the day, for Arne Slot, and also the good news for you is that you have 4 points above whoever it is that's coming after you, at least 4 points. So you're already kind of like in a driver's seat. It's just a case of you are holding it, don't lose it. Arne Slot, between now and the end of the season, make Champions League football, and then wait for what hammer comes down. If it's a good one that says carry on, you give us a silver lining, and you tell us what you need. Hugo is now out for 8 or 9 months. That's been confirmed actually. As a matter of fact, Hugo is out for 8 or 9 months. It means you are looking at the end of 2026 for Hugo, which is bad. 95 million euros down the drain. Alexander Isak is all you have to work with from now to the end of the season. All I'm saying is, for Arne Slot, make top 4 and wait for your future to be decided.
Anyways, from defending champions to having a trophyless season for the Reds, it's a decline if you ask me. And yes, all they have right now is to see if they can qualify for the Champions League with I think 6 games to go for the Reds, to the end of the season. But anyways, the young one says the future of Liverpool is bright. Just the bottom line of Arne Slot's comments. The future of Liverpool is bright. Will he be a part of that future? Time will tell. But if you look at what he's done so far, so good. Yesterday's loss to PSG. Would you say that is Liverpool's or Arne Slot's last UCL with the Reds? But Adam, the part where he says PSG are on course to defend their title. Indeed, are we seeing PSG on the run to do the double?
It's looking good. It's looking very, very good.
Can they do the double?
The league and the Champions League?
No, I'm talking about double, back to back, Champions League, and then do it again, back to back.
Oh, okay, back to
that's what I mean.
Can they defend their title?
Can they defend their title?
Double? Wow, that's it.
For a team that hasn't won the Champions League, and then you won it the last time, and then you want to do it this time. I think
back
it's for me back to back.
It's a good idea. I mean, can they?
Can they do it?
They look like they have what it takes. They always flatter to deceive. Last season they did the same thing.
They think they are nowhere to be found.
Didn't exactly show up, and then all of a sudden they wake up and they're like, yeah, we're here, and they did what they did last season. This season, question them in the group stages, in the group phases. They played playoff. They played that playoff round again, just like they did last season. They did it again this season against Monaco over 2 legs, and we're like, oh, these guys might actually be something. From that playoff round, the moment knockout football kicked in for them, they just went into overdrive, and they've just been flying. They've just been flying and going through everybody. The good news is, their next target will not be easy. Of course, we always say as you go along, it gets tougher and it gets tougher.
Yeah.
But you have to realize that at this point in time, how tough are we talking? As it stands, it seems like Bayern Munich. It could be Real Madrid, depending on how tonight goes. If it is Madrid, I think they'll walk over them.
Okay.
I think they'll walk over. If Madrid find a way to go past Bayern tonight, I mean, of course, I would respect and I would tell them, wow, that's amazing. But
on paper,
I think if it is Bayern Munich,
yeah,
we could be looking at something interesting.
On paper, so far, so good. The only team you think they can stop PSG on paper, what we've seen so far,
it seems like Bayern.
That's the only
Atletico could rest everybody for all they care. Those boys look like they want to. Those PSG boys look like
and
they
that's if they meet it in the finals. Arsenal also, on the other hand, did they?
I mean, they beat Arsenal twice last season over 2 legs. If it comes down to the final, it's a one-off. You never can tell. Anything can happen. But if it is Bayern Munich, I think Bayern Munich, of all the potential names in my head, PSG are there. Bayern Munich or Madrid. If they take on Bayern, I think they are good. I think that's a proper matchup, and I think I pointed it out time and time again. Earlier this season, they met once and Bayern took care of them. So that one, of course, has to count. And it has to be said as well that Bayern, for some parts of that game, played with 10. Luis Diaz got sent off. Maybe if they had continued putting pressure on their neck, it would have been worse than 2-1 that game ended. I'm not a soothsayer. Anything would have happened. But if they go past Madrid or Bayern, you look at yourself and you're telling yourself, you are looking at the potential. If it's not Atletico Madrid, maybe Arsenal or maybe Sporting CP.
Yeah, that's what they have on
those 3 guys seem like they will just get swallowed easily
by PSG.
It just seems like it.
09044,889, 09041,889. Arne Slot has tipped PSG to win the UEFA Champions League. Yes, would you agree with him? Are they on course to defend their title? Are they on course? Can they win it back-to-back consecutively at PSG? How can this team be stopped, PSG? Do you see any team stopping PSG? Away from that, Arne Slot also has spoken, says the future of Liverpool is bright. Do you think he will be a part of that future? Do you think indeed this man has experienced a bit of bad luck in his season's pretty performance from the team the second half? Eventually, they still lost that particular game to PSG, goes to near 4 on aggregate. Do you think indeed he has been hard done by what we call bad luck? And of course, do you also think that is his last game for Liverpool at the Anfield? And also, we talked about Rafinha. Rafinha says Barcelona were robbed. He would not accept that victory. He would not accept the victory of Atletico Madrid. He says they were clearly robbed over 2 legs. His complaints valid, or do you think he's just crying over spilt milk and doesn't have any case to make as it concerns Barcelona crashing out of the UEFA Champions League and also from the home fronts? Do you in any way see Victor Boniface making a comeback into the national team setup? WhatsApp line is open. Our phone lines to officially open. Let's hear from you on the show.
Hello.
Hello, Adam.
Welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Welcome.
How you doing? I'm Tyler speaking.
Tyler, go on.
Yeah. So, see, Adam, I right now, I what to say, right? I know what to say right now about Rafinha. I know what to say about Rafinha right now. Because that guy is just crying over spilled milk. For crying out loud, Rafinha. For crying out loud, look at this, wait, Rafinha. The question is that, okay, ask yourself, was Barca robbed? No. Barca were not playing as a team. You scored 2 goals. The first is the Walla. I said speak for the last time. That highline, they should change it. But he will not. Highline, you will not. Highline, okay, all the highline, yeah, all the things are Barca, they are continuing goals anyhow. Because your highline is so annoying. Electing them to score. That's the major problem that Barca has, highline. They should change it. And Rafinha is kind of about speaking. He just keep his mouth shut and just keep quiet. Because I'm angry, Rafinha. I'm so angry with that guy.
Okay.
I'm so angry right now. I'm so that's it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Falabi. Thank you for calling. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Eva.
Yes, you're welcome.
Eva, good afternoon.
You're welcome. Good afternoon.
Adam, I greet you.
Welcome. How you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. Good afternoon. Daniel Desmond.
Good afternoon, Daniel.
For me, and it's lot. I don't think say. First of all, I don't even think say you go there for Liverpool job next season. You understand? Because you follow for one of the coaches where I believe them go sack him this season. Even Arteta self, but that one I know they talk about Arteta. So for me, and it's lot. Even if you qualify Liverpool for Champions League. Next 6 games will remain. I don't even think he go there for Liverpool to play the Champions League next season. You understand? At the best, for me, I feel like they don't give him that chance.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Okay. Call us back if you can, Daniel Desmond. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Adam. I greet you.
Welcome. How you doing?
Eva.
Yeah, you're welcome. Welcome. Good afternoon. I greet you too. I'm fine. I'm okay. Fine.
Eva, I greet you.
Yeah, I greet you too. I can hear you loud and clear. I can.
Adam.
I can hear you clearly. Welcome.
Thank you. This is Dave.
Dave, go on.
Adam.
Yes.
Anybody that follow football and see what is happening in this Champions League, a coach is saying the right thing, even if he lost. The reality on ground is saying that the only team that can stop this PSG is only Bayern. The only team in this Champions League is only Bayern. So, and 2 of them deserve to win the Champions League based on the way they are playing, the way they are getting results, the way they are scoring goals. They are playing one of the finest football in Europe. Me, I'm an advocate of good football, and they are interpreting it and they are winning games. Barcelona, the major problem, their coach as a speak, they have a problem with that man. That man will always concentrate on attack, midfield. Once I don't look at his defense, this thing will cause him problem last season. His defense line is so bad, and he's carrying young boys to be playing defense for Champions League without experience. That one is the one
and hitting himself. But I think I should go and sit down. If he knew he wanted Barcelona to qualify, if he wouldn't have gone to hospital. What is he saying? Then he got and back one corner. Is it not the same back as last season? Conceding goals against Inter Milan, up and down. The same thing. They don't know what they are doing in that place.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Dave. But for Barcelona, Adam, is it a case of change the head coach? Because, I mean, it happened last season. We're seeing the same thing happen again. Back-to-back games of picking up red cards. And the reason those defenders are in that position where they don't know what to do but to maybe push the last attacker is because they are trying to catch up with the ball. It's as a result of the high line approach. So is it a case of their defenders are poor? I mean, if you put a Virgil van Dijk or a Saliba in that team, it's not still going to be the same.
Not fast enough.
Yeah, my point is, it's not still going to be, let's chase. If there's a long ball, they're trying to chase whoever it is, the striker on the opposing team. And sometimes if you're in a position where you don't know how to properly take the ball off the striker, you're bound to commit a foul that could be a penalty or a red card situation. So in case of change Hansi Flick and the tactics automatically change, with another manager coming in, or a case of let's get better defenders.
So, except Barca are going to be brutal about it, I don't think they'll fire him. I don't think.
But there needs to be a solution because it means you cannot achieve anything in Europe. You're going to be local champions for as long as you can.
A highline football, you want to stick with Hansi and you think Hansi is the man for the future. Again, I don't have anything against him. I like what he did with Bayern Munich, and I think that can be done again. I like what he did with Bayern Munich, of course. In 2020, they won everything. It was a good year for them at the time. They had proper Lewandowski, Kingsley Coman, Serge Gnabry, Thomas Muller. You look at the squad. Was
it the same highline approach?
Not exactly.
It was not
exactly the same.
So obvious in Barcelona.
Yeah,
it was not
exactly the same.
It was a form of balance.
But you could tell that it was the ultra attacking. It was more or less the same ultra attacking football. Keep your opponents as far back as you can and everything. It was not exactly a highline approach. But at the same time, you look at what he was using then and what he's using now. It's not the same thing. That's for sure.
Quality.
So that's why I said it comes down to the board. If they choose to keep him, spend money and buy players that will actually get the job done for
them.
Okay,
my point is, even if you get solid defenders, I don't think it's going to stop the conceding goals. You conceded goals in all the UCL fixtures you had this season.
Yeah.
So even if you get, I think it's about changing the highline approach. You use the highline in 2026.
If you get better defenders that understand the highline thing better, maybe they keep opposition offside better.
Because you want to set the offside trap.
Concept
is to set that offside trap.
Keep
but opposing teams are learning how to avoid the offside trap.
Because it's Paul Kubasi and Gerard Martin that you're working with.
Okay.
I don't know who his dream defenders would be. I genuinely don't know. But I'm saying, if you want to keep with it, tell the club what you want. Don't just accept every kid from La Masia just because they tell you they don't have money. Brother, they don't have money, but at some point,
because at some point, Barcelona will get tired of winning La Liga over and over again. They're going to get
tired. At some point, they will look at it and tell themselves, the standards will increase. We've won La Liga back to back. We've won, we do well in the Super Copa. The Copa did, but last season they won everything on the Spanish front. A semi-final in the Champions League. This season, you're talking a Super Copa and a La Liga. If next season what you're presenting is something on the Spanish front again, probably will look at it and tell themselves,
give us more.
Let's get out of here. And because even their own broke man, they get choice.
Let's take more.
Their own beggar, they get choice. That's the honest truth.
Indeed. Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Phenomenal Grace.
Welcome.
Okay. The topic on ground.
Go on.
For me, Rafinha should quiet. Number one, make it quiet. I beg. Now, what is the big play? And the and besides, you the attack. You don't say you're supposed to get it. You're supposed to arrange your defense. That one it happened that way, and the rest of family just carry on that thing to go rest. And then number two, why did you underrate Arsenal? I don't understand. People just talk now. Only buy and see.
Stop PSG. Arsenal have stop PSG. Arsenal have stop them.
Well, yes, you see, one thing I want you to know, guys, all matches are not the same.
Okay.
All matches are not the same. Sometimes it will go well for you. Sometimes it will not go. So I agree with the fact that they play well. They play the best at the final football, but you cannot tell when it happened between the other opponents. Maybe they will be to exhibit such thing they did in the previous matches. So all matches are not the same. That's why I'm on that thing that let's play 90 minutes first. If you beat me, I'm not saying you beat me. But let me say because you play well today, then I will just start the Champions League and give you because you. No, all matches will be the same. The strength you go take let me ask that they face because they are not in good form because of maybe too much matches they play and people are seeing that they cannot face Paris Saint-Germain. This same Arsenal beat Atletico Madrid 4-0. This same Arsenal beat AC Milan 3-1 in their ground. In their own home, not as if in an Emirates. So because of today they don't play with me, say they meet for semi-final, that's all. We take the glory. No, all matches are not the same.
Okay.
That's for me.
All right.
And number two, lastly, I want to say thank you guys for the beautiful jobs you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Every day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for getting through. So, PSG, do you see them defending their UEFA Champions League title? Anna Schlott says this team, that's the team he has tipped. I don't know that because they beat them more. And it's confessing. It says this team is the team that I think will win the UEFA Champions League. They're on course to defend it. It says it has had a lot of praise for them. But do you see PSG defending their title? Can they win it back to back? Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Hello, Adam. Good afternoon.
Welcome. How are you doing?
Eva, good afternoon.
Yes, we hear you. You're welcome. Good afternoon.
Ekong, my name is Ekong.
Ekong, go on.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Let me start with Barcelona. I don't know where the way they were up from the first match to the second match yesterday. I don't know. The coach said they were up. I don't know which section they were up. The two red card deserved is a deserved red card. The disallowed goal is a deserved a pure clean offside goal. So I don't know where they were up. You see these coaches at times look for defense, then they lose. I don't see anything Rob said is Rob where. Well, that is a matter. That is a story for another day anyway. You see Liverpool, they are four in the league, in the Champions League, because if you look at the way they start from the beginning of the season, the way they were going, it was like if they are going to defend the championship title. But along the way, something else, their form means something else. As it stands now, the coach say they have a bright future. Now they have about 6 matches remaining in the Premiership. Let them use the 6 matches and show the board. Yes, the Liverpool have a bright future. So that is it. Then the Arsenal, let me talk about this Arsenal team. Nobody seems to give this team a chance. Nobody seems to give this team a chance. And they are progressing, they are going. I remember when Leicester won the league some years ago, it was almost like this. Nobody gave a Leicester team a chance with the caliber of
but this is the Champions League. This is the Champions League.
Yes, I know, this is Champions League. But look at the way they are going. Eva, look at the way these teams are going. Nobody gives them a chance. See this Arsenal team. Something is telling me if this Arsenal team eventually get to the final, they will win Champions League. If they should struggle and manage the way they are with this criticism and get to final, no matter who they play with, they will win the Champions League. That's my take. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Who can stop PSG? Can they be stopped? Is there any team out there remaining that you think can stop the efficiency, the attacking threats, the defensive solidity of Paris Saint-Germain? Anna Schlott says these guys are going to win it back to back. Would they win it? Can they win it? Or do you think, no, a team out there can stop them? Like I said, Rafinha says they were totally robbed. He says there were astonishing decisions. I cannot comprehend. This is his reason. I cannot comprehend how many fouls Atletico Madrid committed without receiving a card. He says it is human to err, but for it to occur again, we played exceptionally well, yet they deprived us of the tie. It appears we must exert 3 times the effort to secure a victory. So he's not talking about the Salah goal, but he says, yes, you disallowed our goal. Yes, you gave us a red card. But there were situations where Atletico Madrid committed a foul and no card was given to them over both legs. He does not appreciate the fact that Atletico Madrid will be in the semi-finals and Barca will be at home. Your thoughts on that as well, alongside other conversations. Hello.
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 Welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Emmanuel speaking.
Emmanuel, go on.
Okay. Liverpool coach. Then you go sit down back. If you say win now, you go talk to Paris Saint-Germain will win and back to back.
But you know we them now. You know they beat them now.
You don't hear what tonight.
No mouse. You go concede now.
That one aside, then for me, I'm not sure Paris Saint-Germain can defend this Champions League because as it don't enter semi-final, so everybody go do red eye. Everybody go get red eye for this team. You know, go be like quarter-final because this time around I will play my life and be this one. So I'm not sure. For me, I'm not sure they will defend it. Then for the last caller, you know, he talks about nobody believe in Arsenal. My brother, me self, I did think that thing because the time when I go, that time they don't go believe in Arsenal. That time Arsenal they put wonders. When you go believe that Arsenal will do something, or you want them to do something, at that point they will disappoint you. But the time you don't give them that chances, at that time they will pull surprise. For me, I still believe Arsenal has chance also to win, and I believe if they get to this, if they cross to final, bro, forget. If you go Jacob, you go Emirates. And what's the third one again? You say something now, I'm trying to remember. Oh, okay, defend. Yes, Pastor Jama, they are good. All matches are not the same. How do I put it? They are not the same. Is it temperature? I don't know. There's a word I want.
Okay, all right. Thank you. We understand.
In all, they will not defend. I mean, Liverpool coach make you just pick that thing, just go. Let me the player say, either he die for feed or they win. Why you not die?
Mona, leave this player alone.
Supposed like talk am now.
Not supposed like talk am, but you don't try now. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
I love the energy both of you.
Yeah.
Welcome. What's your name?
Can you people hear me?
Yeah,
yes,
we can.
welcome.
We can.
What is
What's
your name?
Yes, I'm calling you from Abuja.
Go on.
Honestly, talking about Liverpool coach. The Liverpool coach will remain Liverpool coach by next season, starting of the season. Then Liverpool don't know what they are doing. Because what again the man needs? How many tools again the man needs? They have given the man all the tools possible in the world again. What do the man need again? The man need the banker and the wrestler.
He needs time to work with the tools.
So by next season they should just back him, whether he qualifies for Champions League or not.
Okay.
And for this Asuplik is one of the coach I love currently because it's hard for you to get a coach that remains in only one pattern. You understand? Him and this Enrique of PSG, I love them so much because they maintain, even the same thing with love and half of everybody, they maintain their pattern of play. They are not a coach that when this one is not working, they will try to switch it. Like Asuplik now. Because I hear Barcelona fans say if he play Highland, even if he comes to England here with good tools, he will dominate English football. Look at the Barcelona squad. Did they have a good squad to compare Madrid squad? Give this man a good striker, top 9, and a good defender. He will be winning La Liga back to back. Even winning it now, that if you have a average player with some average players and world-class player, about 2 or 3 there, he's dominating Spanish La Liga. As far as I'm concerned, the man is doing well. And if Barcelona let him go, I would like him to come to KCO. And finally, can you hear me? Finally,
yes, we can. Go on.
Talking about PSG, they have all the tools, they have all the manager, they have all the things to defend this Champions League because they still remain the best club now currently in the Champions League. Take it or leave it. The club that come close to them is Bayern Munich because 2 of them are playing
team football. They are not speaking. They are not playing. They are playing for themselves. The coach understands them. They understand the coach. They can die for one of another. So for me, if you want to win this Champions League, if you say that you don't want them to defend it, go and beat them. If you can take them away, you will win the Champions League. Any team that can take them away, will win it. Thank you very much, my lovely.
Thank you so much. Kalumi from Agege says, time will come if this Barcelona coach cannot produce you a trophy for Barcelona, they will sack him. They will soon get tired of his La Liga trophy from him. As Sadiq says, for me, I think the only thing that will be able to stop PSG is the decider between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, because they're just blowing hotter and hotter. I believe that should be the final before the final. Any team that wins that tie would carry the Champions League. All right, thank you, Sadiq. Hello, welcome. Hello.
Hello, Adam. How you doing? You've
called before. We need to get to new callers, but you can test on WhatsApp if you really still want to contribute. WhatsApp line is 090-44,889. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Diva.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Adam.
Welcome. How are you doing?
This is Prince. Yeah.
Go on, Prince.
Prince on the line.
Prince.
Okay. I want to comment on the Barca issue.
Yeah, go on.
I think the sign has always been there, but maybe we ignored it. Since last season, looking at the match against Inter Milan, Barca conceded 3 goals. The high line Barcelona is operating on needs technical, tactical players to execute it to the fullest. Barcelona at the moment they have a commanding central defender, somebody that can lead the line and command defense. We don't also have a pacey defender to execute the high line. It was very typical in the match, the first leg against Atletico Madrid. We saw it. Once you can give an essential pass, a defense splitting pass to the Barcelona's defense, what happens? It results in a red card because the defenders do not know how to interpret or react to that particular situation. So what happens? The opposing player will be brought down, and it resulted in a red card. They are doing well offensively, good and fine, but they need players that can interpret that defensive high line that the coach is operating on.
So if you don't have the players, why not change the style?
They don't have the defensive players to interpret that high line. The high line needs a pacey defender and a commanding defender, somebody that can command the line.
All right.
Because as high up as they are playing, if you lose the ball, you need a pacey defender that can run back, track back, and cover up. And they don't have that. The only player, Kubasi, outside Kubasi, I don't see any other person in that Barca defense. Secondly, PSG has been tipped to defend the Champions League. Good and fine. They are playing so well.
Yeah.
But I can say categorically that all matches are not the same. Surprises are meant to happen in football. I will not be surprised if they come up with a team like Atletico Madrid, which people are not even looking in their direction. A 1-0 and Atletico Madrid back their dirty or demonic football, as people tend to put it. And that's still the game for Atletico Madrid. So PSG, they are doing well. Bayern, they are doing well. But my opinion, I don't see either of them winning the Champions League this year.
Okay. All right, thank you. PSG don't come against a team who do back 5 and they still were able to win that game. Habit not even conceding, not even scoring the chances that they created. Chubes from London says everyone blames Barca's high line, but that's not a real issue. A high line only works with an intense, coordinated pressing, and right now that is missing in the midfield. Pedri is always isolated. Once Barca lose the ball, there's little pressure, making it easy for opponents to play one passing behind. Defenders are constantly left exposed in 1v1 situations or chasing back, which is the losing battle. On top of that, teams have already figured them out and target that space every time. Slot should not be sacked. There's rhythm in the team, but they just lack execution. Thank you. Hi, Evan Adam. Wilson, United fan, says it seems that injury on Rafinha is also affecting his mental health. We should take him to... Okay. It's everything concerned whether I accept the result or not. That guy not serious. For PSG, I see them returning this trophy. For Arne Slot, they should still keep him. We are used to him losing than winning. If they sack him, now who will go banter? You guys are not nice. Wrap up the conversation. Hello.
Good afternoon, Eva.
Welcome.
Adam Babasuleman, I greet you.
Yeah,
you called earlier, no?
No, he hasn't called.
Oh, I thought you called earlier already.
No.
All right, go on.
You see that Rafinha, I can start with him. For him to complain about bad officiating, I think it's a bit ironic. And don't forget what this Ovrebo do Chelsea 2009.
He played the ball. Wilson, that waka done long now. Ovrebo, since when?
But why Barcelona and Real Madrid, they like to complain about officiating every time.
Wilson.
They're not going to accept the defeat.
Wilson, and Slot complained about officiating yesterday as well. Okay?
That is, by the way, see, for me, Barcelona, their defense is too bad, especially that high line. Because a team like Barcelona, you cannot tell me you play 15 matches in the Champions League.
You could not keep one clean sheet.
You fail to keep one clean sheet. That means you have been considering every game in the Champions League. I don't know how many goals they have considered in La Liga anyway. So for me, that high line, you are playing high line. You have players. You have players that can be running for you, and you don't have any of them. Maybe Kubasi is a young guy, he can run, but apart from him, then who else can run when the opponent observe that trap and did not fall into it? That's the reason why they have been getting red cards. They have gotten like 2 red cards in this Champions League against Chelsea and them Atletico Madrid back to back. So for me, if they want to win Champions League, that is not how to approach Champions League games. So no be La Liga where they say you are playing Real Madrid as a big team, Atletico Madrid as the big team, then the rest you can handle them. All those Celta Vigo and co. So for me, I think they are not serious. If they are serious, yes, the man is good. It's a good coach, but with that approach and that third-part line, without having maybe proper number 9, Lewandowski, maybe he might be thinking of leaving or not leaving. Are they going to extend my contract? Are they going to increase my salary? If they want to win something like Champions League, they have to get a proper number 9 and better defense, not be Kubasi and all those Gerard Martin. As for Liverpool and Slot, for me, I think if they want to win anything, they have to sack them out. But if I have to analyze it as a Chelsea fan, I would like him to stay because I know say failure will still continue.
No, we say your own work. No, we say your own work has a difference. But go on.
If they want to win something, if they want to remain competitive, that man will help them. Forget say that man won Premier League with Antonio Conte won with Chelsea. The next season, he know do well. They sack him. You understand? You cannot keep somebody who is not doing well. How can Liverpool be losing like 17 games in the season? It doesn't make sense. That's the way down the defense in Premier League. So for me, the best way is to sack that man. Me, I believe in sacking. I know the PGN coach, we know they do it. I believe in sacking.
Okay.
I proceeded to defend. For me, I think Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich will play this final.
Okay, all right,
so
thank you.
I'm defending anything.
All right, thank you.
Thank
you, Wilson. Thank you. Mossy is wrapping up, says nobody's underestimating Arsenal here. That club is not a serious club. Have they even qualified? We need to see a good final, not another hammering like last season. A Bayern versus PSG final will be great to watch. Good afternoon,
That's not going to happen. They are on the same side of the bracket.
PSG Bayern.
It's a semi-final.
They can't meet in the final. The only people PSG can meet in the final now Arsenal or Sporting or Atletico Madrid.
Simple.
That is so bad. How I wish we had. Anyway, it is what it is. Adams from Akoka says it's going to be obvious that the UCL can feature a dangerous underdog team Atletico as a confidence of getting a qualification against any of Sporting or Arsenal. Whoever Atletico face in that final into will be